2 people watching. All right. Step 2. What's up, Jonathan? Is it John or Jonathan? You show up here as John, and you show up on Facebook as Jonathan. I don't want to misgender you. What's going on, everybody? Who else is in here? I like John. It's easier to roll off the tongue, John. So if you don't mind, I'll call you Don. You can call me Don. My family and very old friends call me Donnie. My friends call me Donnie, but I ain't got no friends. Does anybody know what that is from? It's from a movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. My friends call me Leonard. No, wait a minute. My name's Leonard Smalls. My friends call me Leonard, but I ain't got no friends. And look, this is my first beer. That's how happy I am. I'm back. I'll give you all a shot of the chaos going on here. I'm back in the bus. I haven't completely moved in yet. I still got a bunch of stuff over at the house, but I've spent 9-10 days, 4 to 6 hours a day cleaning up that stinking bus so I could move back in it. I had a family of squatters that moved in on me while I was gone, and I had to evict them and clean up their mess. I need a laugh today. That's the best I can offer right now. I will laugh at myself. I amuse myself. I amuse myself more than anybody else. I wished I could amuse other people as much as I amuse myself. The world amuses me, so it's hard for me not to sit around and look at the world and not just crack up almost every day. I used to have a dog. My last dog was a crazy greyhound. Son of a bitch lived to 14 years old, which is like 112 for greyhounds because they all die between like 8 and 12 years, 8 and 11 years, I think. Anyway, they've got a really short lifespan, what I would consider a short lifespan because they're awesome dogs. Anyway, he was so retarded. I mean, he was the dumbest dog that I've ever had, but he was also the sweetest. Very fast, retired racer. But every day he did something retarded. I would just laugh at him, and because he was just dumb. He was dumb as a brick, man. He was a Forrest Gumps. He was a Forrest Gump of dogs. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Oh, I've got some. I've got some. Ooh, red hot goldfish. I saw these in the store the other day. I was like, ooh, I sure would like to try those, but nah. I've been trying not to drink as much, if at all, but man, I've been struggling trying to stay up and moving every day, trying to keep this bus clean, trying to clean the bus out. I mean, it's a struggle. The great news is, I have not used a stick since Sunday, I believe. Yeah, so I've been a week and I haven't used a stick. I have wanted to, because especially when I first put on my leg, you got that whole cheese grater. You know, imagine putting your elbow onto a cheese grater. That's what it feels like, except it's not your elbow, it's the bottom half of your leg. Sticking that into the socket, the first few steps, maybe the first couple of 3 minutes feels like I'm sticking it into a cheese grater, or the socket is lined with sandpaper. It just feels it's painful, and it's like and then it kind of settles in. My prosthetic guy says the first few steps, and I said, nah, first 5 minutes. I would love to say the first few steps, because that would mean all I got to do is just get those first few steps out of the way. But for me, it's about 5 minutes. I don't know whether it's my skin warming up. I don't know. Anyway, first night back in the bus. I'm very excited about that. And I'm sure my brother and sister-in-law are very excited about it too. I don't think I've been that much of a pain in the ass, but I've been in their way, and I think they're done with roommates. They've gotten rid of both their kids, or at least my brother's kids. So now all they got to do is babysit grandkids on the weekends, which now looks like maybe every other weekend. Anyway, I'm sure they're going to love to have that house all to themselves. What are you guys up to? What have y'all been doing? Been adopting the philosophy, life's the comedy. It's been like that for 30 years for me. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Tyler Hunter from Canada. Good to see you laughing at your own jokes again. Hey, man, if I don't laugh at my jokes, ain't nobody else. What was I talking about? I don't know. Coming up, starting this evening, I've got a small biker rally. All my biker friends from all over are coming. It's not my idea. It was their idea. They invited themselves, and I'm fine with it because I love hanging out with my friends. But I think the idea was, I mean, we've been talking about it for 2 or 3 weeks, and I've kind of been pushing it back because I wasn't ready. And then I was like, man, I'm doing much better. I went out to Barber Vintage Festival. If y'all don't know, Barber Museum, Barber Raceway, they have this monster vintage festival where I think 70,000 people show up in one weekend, and it's beautiful. It used to be amazing. Now it's just it's a shell of what it used to be, but there's still cool people hanging out there. But anyway, I did that last weekend. Is that last weekend? Yeah, I did that last weekend. And then I shot a bunch of videos with Luke Sunday. But I've been doing great, and I've been pushing this rally. It's my buddy Monkey Boy Keith from Chicago and Gary from Texas. They're both coming out. Keith had another rally in Tennessee. I think it was a small bore rally. I always wanted to go to that, and I never have been able to go. Anyway, he was down there, and that turned into a little bit of a catastrophe because he was unprepared. Anyway, he decided to come early. The last plan before that was Monday. Everybody was going to come down on Monday, and I was excited about that. But now I think Keith is probably about an hour out. He's coming down 65 south, 65, 59, 65. Anyway, he's about an hour out, and Gary is going to start out tomorrow. He's got I think he said a 10-hour drive from Texas. He's kind of central Texas, so 10-hour drive. He'll be here about this time, I guess, tomorrow night. So the plan is, my plan, I don't know what these guys have got in mind. They wanted me to go riding, but I don't have a bike that I can ride, and I don't feel confident, and that's going to take a little bit of while. So I think they were a little bit, or at least Keith was disappointed to hear that I wasn't going to ride. Well, he can't ride anyway because he had that's his screw up. He didn't bring the right wheel. He changed tires. He didn't bring put tires on the wrong. Anyway, his sprocket is from another iteration of the monkey. Anyway, so he couldn't ride during the rally. But I think he was anxious to get me on a bike this week. And I was like, man, I don't have a bike. And even if I did, I wouldn't be ready. I need to do it slow. I would love to have somebody to ride with just in case I drop it or screw up or wind up in a ditch. But I'm not ready. So, and anyway, I think he was disappointed about that. But we'll do it soon enough. But that's what's going on this week. Probably tomorrow night, we'll probably maybe cook out, have a little fire out here because I know Monkey Boy loves fire, and I know Gary loves fire, and I love fire, and maybe we'll cook some shit over the fire, like right behind us here. The yard out here is complete chaos because I've been cleaning and everything. To be able to clean my bus, I got to take pretty much everything out, scrub the floors, scrub all the crap. I had a family of squatters in there, and had to evict them and then clean up their mess. I think I mentioned that. Did I mention that? Tyler from Canada. Man, I'm just a home inspecting machine. Stepdaughter's wedding, reception, alcohol, cops were called. Ooh, that sounds like a wedding reception I would like to go to. Was there fighting, or was just everybody loud and rowdy? Not too much into the whole fighting thing, but loud and rowdy, yeah, that's the party I like to be part of. Getting ready to get new bike after crash. Robert G. Price, LLC, of course. Getting ready to get a new bike after crash and a half. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this tiny print. Getting a new bike after a year and a half recovery from a crash, Father's Day 2023. Didn't lose a leg, but man, crashing hurts, dude. Every time I've ever crashed, and this is my first street crash, I dumped it after I changed the tire. I think I told everybody that because I've been saying I've never crashed on the street before, but I dumped it after changing a tire, I don't know, maybe a decade ago. It's right down the street from my house. I was on my V-Strom and I juiced it, and I just changed this tire. And I didn't think, that's what I was doing. I was going to scrub the tires in. Check out that Ducati. Somebody's been running hard around here on a motorcycle. It sounds like a beast. That's some kind of a V-twin or cross-plane. Anyway, yeah, just changed the tire on a V-Strom, big, powerful 1000. I got to the bottom of the hill, and I completely forgot. That's what I was doing, is scrubbing my tires in, getting that Cosmoline, that fucking waxy shit off my tires. That's what I do. And I just completely blitzed out. I hit the bottom of the hill, hit the stop sign, and turned right and juiced it because that thing has got some torque. It gets up. I don't think I was trying to do a wheelie, but I juiced it too hard and it went bam. Scratched my nose because, of course, I had my chin bar up. Anyway, that's the only other time I've ever crashed on the street. And somebody popped in the other day. Oh, it was not a nasty comment, but they were looking at one of my old, I don't know, a gear video. I can't remember what they were looking at, but it was one of my, I don't know if I'd call them regular users, but I've seen his comments before. And he made this weird comment like, well, obviously from your other videos, you're accident prone. I'm like, I don't know what the hell videos you've been watching. I mean, I crash a lot in the dirt, but I think everybody that rides aggressively in the dirt crashes. But that's a whole nother thing. You can get hurt in the dirt, but typically, I mean, it hurts to crash anywhere. But typically crashing in the dirt, if you're wearing gear, you're probably going to come out okay unless you hit something. Usually dirt is, the surface is a lot more soft, believe it or not. It's soft. It doesn't grab a hold of you. Typically you're sliding if you're in the dirt or the gravel or whatever. Hell, I crashed on the Tat last year, and it would have been a street crash. Had I had gone down 10 feet previous, I just left the pavement and hit the gravel, and bam, I went down hard because it was they poured a bunch of gravel on top of some caliche, and this was New Mexico. And if you don't know caliche, it's like this hard ass clay. When it's dry, it gets really hard. I think it gets really slick when it's wet, but it's like concrete. So they poured a bunch of gravel on top of this, what is essentially concrete, onto a dirt road, just the entrance of the dirt road. I think there was a cattle guard right there just before the cattle guard. They dumped a bunch of gravel, and it was just like marbles. I went, anyway. But I crash all the time. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself crashing all the time. I crash an appropriate amount of for the way I ride or for the way I rode. I'm not going to be like that anymore. So, yeah. Let me see who all's in the chat now. Got 14 people watching. Getting ready to get a new bike. Yeah. Life is good. Weather has been really good for October, so riding a little every day. Usually we have cold weather and even snow this time of year. Yeah, so Tyler, I don't know if you saw Jim, old guy on a bike. I did a live stream with him the other day. He's from way the hell up there. Shit, I can't think of that name. Not Labrador, but the other big island. Damn, not Nova Scotia, not Labrador. Anyway, he's from way the hell up there, and he was very concerned about getting home. He was struggling because he's had he's had some crashes, some drops, some crashes, and he hit something in the road that tore up his bike. So he's been trying to limp home, but he was really concerned about getting back before the snow. I get it. Yeah, and it's been nice down here too. And a couple of weeks ago, I was teasing and going, I was riding around with my buddy Luke saying, let's count the number of bikes that we see on the roads. We're not going to see ain't that many, because the weather's changing. Everybody's put their damn bike up, and it's beautiful. And then the last few days, this week, people have been riding, and this is the perfect time of year for me, at least. This is when I want to ride. It's cool. You know, the temps this week have been 70s and low 80s. And, you got to be careful. You got to get back before it starts getting cold, or you got to have some decent cool weather riding gear. Everybody's out riding their t-shirts still. So you got to get home before, if you don't have a jacket, it gets cold. I've been out there, stuck out there in the middle of nowhere and gone, oh, the sun's going down. Oh, it's about to get cold. Which, hope you're getting some confidence. Hop along. Keep going. We're here and rooting for you. Thanks, MBR. Don't rush it, mate. I'll come ride with you when you're ready. Oh, cool, man. Remind me where you're at, Chris. Still selling the triple. Yes, everything's for sale. All my motorcycles are for sale. Make me a decent offer. It needs a left foot peg and a left clutch lever. And other than that, it's got a bunch of scratches on the left side. But as far as I know, it does have I tried to get it started the other day, and it's got a tricky intermittent starting switch button, and I couldn't get it started. I didn't have a good battery either, but that's the only other issue that I could see. And the scratches are amazingly not bad. There's a small scratch, I say gouge, on the engine case on the side. It's about like that, and it's millimeters deep, maybe a millimeter or two. It's I don't have engine guard. There's nothing protecting that bike except apparently the clutch lever and the foot peg, which you need both of those. But I can't imagine that there's anything wrong with the bike mechanically. It's got relatively new tires, chain and sprockets, just changed the oil filter. Oh, that's it. I love that bike. I haven't sat back on it. because it's up on the center stand and I didn't want to fool with it. But I imagine it's probably not going to be the perfect bike for me. I need something that I can lift, not worry about, and I need something that's going to be a little bit more stable when I go to the woods, because, well, I need to slow down. Number one, that's probably the big issue. But yeah, everything's for sale. I've got a guy, I think next week, to look at the RT. I'm giving both bikes away, so if you're looking for a deal, come get the triple. Come get that Tiger, man. It's a good bike. I really like the bike. It's not a good fit for me anymore, I don't think. Who knows? I might wind up keeping the damn thing. I don't know. Good evening, Joseph Davis. Hey, boss, shake and bake. Lost and found, the face of America abroad. That's a new comment. What's up, man? Have you figured out what bike you're getting next? Yes, I have. It's in the cards. It's everything but picked up. I'll probably go get it next week, hopefully. I've always been pushing it. When I crashed, I slowed down. Yeah. I mean, I've slowed down naturally because my reflexes are way slower than they used to be. And my skill level, I feel like, kind of goes with reflexes. So Atlanta, oh yeah, dude, yeah, we should be riding a good bit then. I'm not sure what kind of riding you like to do, Chris, but I'm diverse. Jim is Newfoundland. Yes, Tyler. As that is due east and north. It's colder than here right now. I bet it is cold as hell up there. It could be snowing up there right now. I don't know why I couldn't come up with Newfoundland. He says it differently than I've heard anybody say it before, but I trust the people that are from that area to call it Newfoundland. I think he puts the emphasis on the land. I think that's how he said Newfoundland. Tim is from Newfoundland. I don't know if everybody in Canada says it like that, but I can't avoid deer in my truck. I usually stop about mid-September in northern New York. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, man. Ridden through there. It's the only part of New York I like is the mountains. The deer never go away where I live. Where do you live, brother? Lost and found. Ricky Bobby got back in the car. Absolutely. after he did a lot of freaking out before then. You know, he was on fire. But if you ain't first, you're last. Just keep that in mind. Got to find a cougar to throw on the back. There you go. NorCal. Yeah, beautiful. I'm hoping to be in California next year. I went last year. Wait a minute. Was it last year? No, it was the year before. I didn't hit California last year because I was on the TAT. I just hit Oregon and turned back east. But the year before, I was in Northern California, and it was so freaking hot and smoky. I just got disgusted. I had to make a choice. I was camping in the mountains, and I can't remember. It was somewhere up in one of the forests, and I was going to go south, and it was hot and smoky. And I looked at the radar. I needed a tire, and I looked at the map. I looked at the weather map. Sacramento or Reno, and I couldn't believe it. I was looking at the weather. It was like Sacramento was going to be 105 on Monday, and Reno was going to be like 98. And I got a buddy in Reno, so I was like, I'll just slip on over to Reno. And we went back. I stayed at my buddy's a few days. Got a tire, and we went back into California. Rode around Tahoe. Yeah, I wished I would have went further south and hung out with my buddy Brian, but we'll make that this year. We'll do it. Or I'm sorry, 2025. If the world doesn't explode. Who all is in here now? 16 people. Mad Matter. Good checking in. Last, the good weather in the Pacific Northwest for the years upon us. So the switch is getting turned off. Is that what you're telling me, Mad Matter? Are you riding? Is everybody riding? Everybody that has good weather, is everybody riding, or have y'all put your bikes up already? Because that's kind of what they do in here in the South. I don't understand it because I hate riding in the summer in the South. It sucks. Get up early in the morning before 10 o'clock and go get you a ride in before it gets hot and swampy. Otherwise, it just sucks. That's why my habit is to get on my motorcycle in the spring and head towards the mountains. I like the Rockies. Head towards the mountains, get into the mountains, and enjoy spring and fall all summer long. With sometimes when you come down from the mountains to go somewhere else, you experience some warm weather, but it's and it could be hot, but typically it's not swampy. It's 60% humidity if it's 85 degrees, and I'm okay with that. In fact, anything in the 80s, I'm typically okay with. It's just the mid 95 and above with 90% humidity. It just sucks, man. I've spent my whole life in the South, and if I can go somewhere else, I usually do it. But yeah, I'm real curious as to how many people have put their bikes up for the winter already. And if it's snowing in your area, I get it. But if it's not snowing, just saw you on. Thanks for being nice to my friend Olga. Oh, hey, yeah, Scotty. I like Jim, man. I've never met the guy, but I've talked to him many. We've had lots of live streams together. He is one of my favorite guests to have on the stream because it's hard for me to carry a conversation and come up with good, but Jim's really good. And I don't know why he doesn't do live streams. It's probably just some technical hurdles. So I think it's critical once Jim gets his shit straightened out. I was hoping to meet him on the road this year. I think we had discussed, I think there was a rally up in the Oregon, Washington. I'm not sure he actually went to it, but I was planning on finally getting to meet the guy in person because I like Jim, man. I don't think I've known him for maybe a couple of years, but yeah, at least I get to see the guy on a live stream, and I didn't know till the other day that it seemed like every time we've been on a live stream together, it's like, here, click this link, and and it looked like his picture was good, his internet was good, everything was good. So I just assumed he did live streams all the time. I didn't know that he had never done one. I think he should do one. I think he should do one like me. I try to do one once a week, just because it's a chance to sit around and talk to my friends on YouTube. And I would really like to have 3 or 4 people on and just have, let's just have a conversation. Anybody, viewers, I would love to do that. I would love to have anybody that is able to click a link. Anybody that wants to have a conversation should let me know in the comments. I can't remember if I turned these the live chat on. I think it's off by default, but shoot me an email or hit me up on Facebook or something if you want to have a conversation live. I'm always looking for somebody, motorcycle folks, that might have something interesting to talk about. I would love to talk to you live and let the rest of the world know what they're missing. Yep, still riding in Northern Ontario, Canada. Cool. Once the rain starts up here, it is pretty miserable for a while. We might get a few dry days and maybe a week of dry in January. Cold and wet. I'm not into that. Oh, shit, Don, what's up? What's up, dude? NorCal and SoCal. I guess you've been working, dude. I hadn't seen any more of your single track videos. That you You're riding some crazy stuff out there, man. Don't expect me to see me out there. I'll ride with you, just not on that crazy stuff on the side of a mountain. Don't nice days here. We are in Robbinsville. Tail the Dragon. 40s at night and 70s during the day. Sam, are you up there with a small bore rally? My buddy Keith is heading this way. I think that's what he was doing. I think that's what he was doing. Although I didn't see any small bore bikes. There's some kind of rally there that he was. What the hell was that? Damn hummingbird. That was the quietest hummingbird I've ever seen. It looked like a small bird. Well, I guess that's what hummingbirds are. I'm in the Black Hills. No humidity and rode the GS today. Cool. Or is that where you live, Brian? Because that's pretty cool. You got a ton of good riding around there. It's a trade-off in the south as our winters are mild. Yeah, you're talking about the heat and the humidity. I think I would. I don't know. It's kind of a hard because it's like I love the Rockies. I don't think I would like dealing with the snow. So I've never really thought about doing anything other than buying a small piece of property in like Colorado or Montana or something like that. I thought about buying a piece there and buying a piece in the desert. So like Arizona, southern Arizona. And that way I could bounce back and forth with the weather, when it starts snowing, I go south, crawl into my little bunker in Arizona. I really like Arizona in the winter. Met him in person. He's a really nice guy. I don't doubt that at all. I mean, obviously, the few times I've talked to him. But yeah, last report, I think he's in New York. I think he's hanging out with somebody in New York. Not making a very quick pace, but he's making some time, and that's probably the best thing he could be doing right now. Went out west from Ontario to Alberta, and then Glacier National Park, and back through the good old USA. Hey, man, we got some national parks. Did I tell y'all I've got a lifetime pass to the national parks now? I knew there had to be some real good upsides to having a missing leg, and that's one of the few things. It's like, yeah, I'm disabled, so I spent $10, I guess, on the card. They gave me a little placard to hang on my mirror, but it's never going on my bike. So anyway, next year I'm pretty excited. I think I'll probably hit some. I'm going to try to hit. I think it's probably going to take me 3 or 4 years to hit all the national parks. I've hit quite a few before because I bought the 1 year passes. I think it's like $100, $120. No, it's $80. I think I've done that 2 or 3 times, and it's great because depending on the national park, some of them are $35. I think some of them are more than that, but I've hit quite a few with my little passes. Not enough, but I would like to hit more. I would like to get all the good ones at least. Black Hills. How about the Badlands? That's one of my favorite parks, and everybody thinks of the geology and the views from the cliffs, and I think it's they're okay. The geology's fine. I like the geology, but the animals in the Badlands, and I've said it a few times. I think I got a couple of videos on it. I was out in my last bus camping on the ridge. You need to go check that out. Well, I think it would be hard to find. I think you got to search my channel. Badlands. Go in my channel and search for Badlands. I think you'll find the video there. It's about the only way to find it. My birthday week, my wife and I always spend it up here. Cool. We are having great riding. Northwest Arkansas. Good, Jim. Summer can be way too hot here in Ontario, too. Jim is great to watch as he always has different style vids with snippets on the road and cooking while camping. Yeah, I wish he did more cooking because I enjoy cooking. Well, I do cooking too. Mine's just not. I can do one thing or the other. I can film and try to try to entertain people, or I can cook. So I'm not really good at doing both at the same time. We completely New Mexico, northern portion, and Ozarks, really cheap. Southwest Missouri. He's back in Canada. Oh, is he? Well, he's really made some time. Well, I guess New York's not that far from the border. Well, I guess he's New Brunswick probably, though. He's probably not that far up. I think there's mosquitoes out here, but I haven't been bit. So. Let me pour man number 2. Step 2. The sun's going down quickly. Well, the sun's down. The light's going away. And my buddy Keith should be here momentarily. I just thought I'd do this quick live stream and give you all an update about me being back in the bus. Tonight's the first night. I think I got everything prepped. I got a place to sleep. That's the main thing. Most everything is working. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect. I would like to think I'm going to go pick up a bike next week. That would be great. Cheers, everybody. But the weather's been fucking amazing here. It's been nice and cool. It got hot today. Ooh, all the way up to 80. And it's perfectly clear. No clouds in the sky. A little bit of breeze, which has been really nice. And I'll be hanging out the next few days with my buddy Gary from Texas, who's coming up tomorrow, and Monkey Boy Keith from Chicago, who should be here any minute. And I'm pretty excited about hanging out with those dudes. And I'm sure we'll probably do another live stream at some point because you don't want to miss me and Gary. We started this thing out in Colorado. We were hanging out in the hills above. I can't remember the name of the damn little town. We've hit that spot like 3 or 4 times. But we were hanging out waiting on Garrett, who was riding the TAT, the Trans-America Trail, on a 50cc scooter. This is Garrett Peterson, who is a chopper guy. He's a Harley guy. Young guy, which means, he's young, dumb, and full of cum. But he is hilarious. He's so funny. Very interesting cat. And we were waiting on him to show up. We'd met him at a rally the year before, maybe 2 years before. I can't remember. But hey, man, we're right here on the TAT. We got a nice camp. Come by and say hi. Camp with us. And Gary and I've been enjoying beer up until that point. And I was like, Gary, we need to do something different. What do you think? He's like, I like gin and tonics. I was like, let's do gin and tonics. And we started our little thing where we fixed gin and tonics, and we quickly became sophisticated gentlemen. So we drank our gin and tonics with the pinky in the air because regular street trash won't be found drinking gin and tonics. That's usually your upper class, your special people drinking mint juleps on the veranda and gin and tonics before dinner. So now we joke, we don't call it gin and tonic. We're going to be drinking sophisticated gentlemen this week. So expect a live stream in front of the fire with a few sophisticated gentlemen. If we could get Keith, Monkey Boy, to drink 3 of them, he would be wasted because he has no tolerance for alcohol at all. He doesn't drink much. I think I've seen him drink 2 beers. I've seen him drink 1 beer a handful of times, but I think that's about it. He does not drink. So that would be fun to watch him get soused. So yeah, expect Monday. Well, Gary could get in late tomorrow, so I don't know what to expect from Gary. So it might not happen tomorrow. Let's see it. Let's see what. I'm lost. I get lost really easy, John. It's getting chilly. Send Keith our best. Congrats on being back in the bus. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, he is not too far from home, and he inspired me to get a camper as well. I spent 15 days in it this summer. Will be retired next summer. I hope. Well, good, man. Bright Gary is coming. Hell yeah, absolutely. Bright Gary is on his way. He's gonna he's firing it up at 7 in the morning. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast, man. I love hanging with these guys. And hanging with them together, golly, I can't remember the last time. It was probably Colorado the last time we hung together. I will say hi to Gary for you, John. Check it from Coleman. It was good seeing you getting around so well at bars last week. Oh, hey, Alan, what's going on? Gin and tonic is good for hand cramps. Gonna make one. Yeah, they've got a. I can't remember. The tonic is made from tree bark. I can't remember. There's actually a drug in the tonic, and I think there's a warning. It seemed like there was a warning. I can't remember. It seems like it's from the same chemical family that aspirin is from. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm a big fan of. I've had a few gin and tonics in my life, but I got hammered that night because it was so much fun. I got hammered before Garrett even showed up at camp, and then, well, no, I think I just started getting a buzz by the time Garrett got there, and Garrett's so funny. That's usually what happens. I get drunk on either an empty stomach or I'm having so much fun with the people I'm hanging out with. I just keep pounding drinks and liquor. I don't drink a lot of liquor, so if I'm going to get drunk, that's how I usually get drunk. I can get drunk on beer on an empty stomach and doing the same thing, just pounding beer. But usually I'm in pretty good shape. A bus. Want to see your digs? I'll do a tour. The inside is still a wreck. It's still disorganized. And there's a video out there. Oh, if I don't do a tour of the bus, there's a video out there. There's a few videos of me building the bus, but then I've got one where I show up at my brother's house and my whole family comes in and we're sitting there hanging out in the bus. It's probably the best conversion I've done yet, but still, if I had to do it again, I probably would have done it a lot differently. I would have done it in a bus that had a cheaper transmission. That's why it's been parked here for a while, because the transmission's bad. Transmission is going to cost me 12 grand, so I'll probably just convert something else. It's a whole lot cheaper to convert something else than to fix a damn transmission. Arsenic. No, it's not arsenic. How's Richard doing? I'm hoping, I think I mentioned it, I'm going to go up there and pick up my bike, if that doesn't give you a clue of what bike I'm getting. I hope to sit down with Richard and get a few minutes with him and just talk about his perspective. And I have a completely different perspective and lots of questions to ask him about his leg and how he does things. And I know what he's done to his bike to modify. He initially, all he did is he clipped on a little step to his brake, but that got mashed pretty quickly on the trail. So there's a lot of questions I've got for Richard that are much more pertinent now because I have much more experience with missing a leg and riding and freaking walking, man. So hopefully he'll let me sit down with him and pull out the camera and ask him a bunch of questions. The sun is going down, and Garrett is a hoot. Yes, tomfoolery shows he knows how to have fun. Yeah, he is enjoying life to its fullest right now. That's how he should be doing it. Tom's getting KLX. Hey, from Phoenix. What's up, Delbert? Yeah. So since the sun's going down, I'm about to lose my light, and my buddy Keith is about to show up. I'll end it right here. 45 minutes. That's not too bad, right? Nobody's gonna complain about that, right? Now let me see if I can get out of here without. Yeah, that's it. Let me back out of here. I'll see y'all probably do another stream Tuesday in front of the fire because y'all should enjoy that. I bet you do. See you then.